Hey folks, SoloGamer here, and we're going to be starting a new game series off of Gears of War. And this game right here is another fantasy flight game, so you know the components, the rules, mostly everything is going to be pretty good. Just a few words though. First of all, I never played the Gears of War game. I was always a PlayStation guy more than I was an Xbox guy. But it's basically the same as Doom, or the Doom 3, or any of that type of stuff. So I always was interested in playing a Doomish type board game. Well, they did make a Doom board game. Unfortunately, those things are out of print, and people want $200, $300 for both expansions, so you can forget it. Another problem with it is it's a two-player game. One person has to be the overseer, play the demons, and one person has to be the heroes. I could probably tinker it to where you could play it solo, but still, it's not meant to be as fun as if you played it solo. So I kind of looked around, and Gears of War kept coming up. Gears of War is basically the military tactical game that I wanted, which has a solo playability. And it got good reviews, so I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get it. It's a recent game. It was came out a couple years ago. Fantasy Flight came out with a Mission Pack 1 with it, sort of like a mini little expansion, a print-on-demand type one. But where this game is at now, we really don't know. They haven't made anything for it. Usually they're pretty good about expansions. Did this game not do well? I heard there's legal problems. It's up in the air. So, you know, maybe with another Gears of War game coming out soon, this thing will start getting some new expansions and everything like that, because this game is actually pretty good. I would recommend you get it if you especially like military tactics type games, or if you like the video game, you're going to like this game right here. Without further ado, let's go over what we got. Let's get set up and let's see how it's going to work and get you introduced to Gears of War. Okay, so let's take a look at Gears of War. It's basically pretty easily set up. You have your dice. These are red and these are black, and these are defense dice, and these are attack dice. Attack dice is going to have 1 hit, 2 hits, and an omen thing. And usually when you roll omen, that means like a special thing happens. And they're going to have blank sides for misses. Defense is going to have these little crosses. Blank, you see 1, you see 2. And basically when you roll, oh, I got 2 hits, he's going to roll his defense dice. Oh, he got 2 crosses, he blocked me. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory how that's going to work. You have your order cards. And these are your basically your health and your hand cards. You have your AI cards, which is going to control the bad guys, and you have your weapon cards. In this game I'm playing the first scenario, Emergence, and I have 2 heroes. I have Dominic Santiago, and I have Marcus Phoenix. Okay, and they each start with these weapons here. He starts with a smasher shotgun, a snub pistol, and a bolo grenade. And as you can see, the smasher shotgun, well, I must have misread that, starts with 2 ammos. Okay, so the smasher shotgun has this thing to where you see on these weapon cards, you see the boxes with the slash. Okay. Of course, now it has a special thing. The weapon cannot be used to attack figures more than 1 range away. So let's say I was going to attack a bad guy with this thing. Okay. I can regularly roll 2 dice and see what I get. If I got an omen, I would do the special ability here. It says dismember, double the amount of wounds on all other attack dice, limit once per attack. See, every weapon's going to have an omen, so if you get an omen on it, you get their special thing. Okay, it has a range of 1. I roll 2 hits, so I would do 2 hits. But if I wanted to, I can spend this ammo token and roll the 4 dice and see what I get. Now, The problem with that is if I run out of ammo, I can't use this gun anymore. That's the problem with guns. And all weapons are like that. Snub pistols like that, 1 and 3. You know, I could spend ammo to do the 3. You know, but if it doesn't have any ammo, you can't use it. Except for the snub pistol. It has a special thing. It says you may make normal attacks with this weapon even if it has 0 ammo. Then you have the bolo grenade. And bolo grenades are different a little bit. There's this thing called emergence holes. See, here's our bad guy here, and he comes in from an emergence hole here. See, now for this scenario, the emergence hole is going to be covered up. But let's say we were to throw a grenade in this area, and it were to hit. Well, then you would cover the emergence hole up when you hit with the grenade. And you know, you can find more ammo during the game. Okay, well, and he has a special ability, which we won't go over to it yet, but here's his 6 cards, his 6 order cards. Now, this is also his health. Okay, so when he runs out of these, he's going to be called bleeding out. Okay, so order cards are played in several ways. You can play an order card and just play it without reading any of the special stuff on there in order to move and attack. Then you discard the card. Or you can play the order card, like let's take this assault one here, and do what it says on the text. You don't have to do both of them, but you have to do the first one first. It says move up to 3 areas. So I could move up to 3 areas and then not have to do anything, and I could perform one attack. I could not perform one attack then move 3 areas. You have to do them in order. Okay? Then I would discard that card. Also, during my defense round, let's say a monster were to attack me, I could play this card with these top symbols. Each of these top symbols means something different. Like these are +2 defense dice. This is a follow, and this is a I guess counterattack or guard or whatever. I could play this, and I would get to make a counterattack. And then, of course, I would discard that card. Now, at the start of every round or every turn, player's turn, you're going to draw 2 more cards. But he can never. This guy can never have more than 6. Marcus here has 7 because, well, that's his special ability. He can have more than. He can have 7. And then you look at their little corner things. This is their defense. 1 die. You know, it's regular 1 die. Okay, so you set up the map according to the scenario. And these little things right here are little weapons things. So if I go in this spot, I can spin an action to pick up a weapon. And this is like grenades. Discard this card and gain 1 grenade token. So if I were to go there. You see these little blue lines is elevation. These represent a space like 1, 2. This is cover. Whenever you move into an area that you can have cover, you can automatically move in there. This will grant you an extra defense die. If it's partial cover, you get 1 extra defense die. 1 red one. If it's full cover, you get 2 defense die. And monsters, when they spawn from these emergence holes and stuff like that, they're going, if they can automatically move into cover for most of the monsters. Okay, so that's basically it. So we'll go over what this mission entails when we do the mission briefing. But these cards tell you when you put this tile down. I put tile 2A down. The mission told me to grab these cards, 12A, 2A, 16A, 9A for phase 1 of the setup. That's what I did. Then I shuffled them and put them out randomly. And this told me to, on tile 2A, keep this card by it. And this is what's going to happen. This card, draw 2 random weapon cards when I go here. And it's going to tell me how many monsters I spawn on there. I'm 2 players, so I spawn monster C, which in this case happens to be a boomer. And that's a door over there. And each mission tells you. Like, we have this emergence mission here, and it says mission setup, special rules after setting up the map, cover each emergence hole with a sealed token, except the one nearest the exit, which is this one. It tells you what enemies to play in this. It says A is a wretch, B is a drone, C is a boomer. Well, then you put your card for each monster where it's supposed to be at. This is a very easy, simple setup game. And then it tells you which AI cards to use. card number 1, card number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they all have numbers on them. Like this card right here, you see at the bottom, it says 5 of 35. So it's card number 5. Okay? And then, of course, it tells you level 1 locations, which tile to put in there. We're not going to have a level 2 and a level 3 on this part. So, and we did that. Here goes your weapons, right there next to the symbol. Your AI cards, which will draw every phase when the bad guys get to go. And like I said, our order cards. And if we had other location cards, we would put them there, but we don't. Okay, so these are the bad guys that we're going to be using, because this thing told us that Wretch was going to be A. And as you can see, it has little special instructions. Spawn 1 Wretch at the nearest emergence hole. If all Wretches in play, this ability has no effect. Okay, and then, you know, it tells you, like this little symbol right here is what weapon it uses, how many attack dice, basically 2, how many defense dice, 1, how many hit points it has, 2, and this thing tells you that it will automatically go into cover if he merges by in a space with cover. And these are its little figures here. And if you wound it, you put this little token underneath it, and then when you kill it, you flip over the token. If it's got a little red X, that means nothing was dropped. But if it has a gun or ammo or something like that, that means it was dropped, and you can pick it up on your turn if you spend action. Okay, the second one is a drone, and they have the special healed this figure. And you're wondering, well, how do you know if you heal the figure? Well, if it rolls to attack you and it gets an omen, it gets to heal. 3 attack, cover, 1 defense, 3 hit points. And then these are its figures. And then you have this boomer here. It's a big guy. Each other figure in the target's area is dealt 1 wound. It rolls 4 dice. Has 2 defense, 3 hit points, and it has a special little weapon icon ability right there. So it's not going into cover, it goes into different things when it spawns. So, you don't doesn't automatically go into cover. So we'll just take these guys and put them there, and this thing told me what to spawn. I could have sworn had a B. Another drone. Maybe one of these drones got knocked off or something. Okay. Alright. And so basically that's going to be the thing of the game is we're going to start in the entrance. We're going to fight. We're going to move. We're going to use our cards to do all that. And then when we get to this door here, this thing right here, on stage 1 of this mission, okay, I'll tell you when to flip it. And when our goal of this mission right here, all these emergence holes are covered. Our goal in this mission right here, this part, is to get all the way over to this tile, use a grenade, and if we run out, we can find some on one of these things, and close that hole. When we close that hole, we flip this card, and then it tells us what to do next. Very simple. Very, very simple. So, we'll pause it. We'll stop it right here. We'll come back, and we will play this game, Gears of War. This is SoloGamer saying, see you then.